Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about how you can grow your dry and bleached damaged hair. I was getting ready to film a different video this week, and then I decided to ask you guys on Instagram to basically ask me your most complicated hair questions. And the most common thing I got back was regarding this issue. So anyway, I'm going to quickly go over exactly what damage is and what you can and can't fix. So as a hairdresser, I often get asked, can you heal hair? And that's why I liked the way this viewer asked, because what they are asking is, can I grow hair that has been bleached and damaged? And yes, there is a difference. So the short answer to that is yes, you can absolutely grow hair that has been dry or damaged. And as far as healing the hair, you can heal the hair if the damage is not way to surpass the point of healing. So normally if your hair is dry from heat styling to maybe overcoloring, you can absolutely then control the damage to reverse some of that damage and then therefore bring forth the healthy hair that still exists in the hair. The issue is that when you see hair that's dry and damaged, it's really like maybe 10% of the hair that's actually damaged. So getting rid of that 10%, or the hair growing in say 6 to 8 weeks and you're cutting off a bit of that, you can get your hair basically back to as healthy as possible. Now, the bigger issue is when you've over-lightened, over-processed your hair, and to that point where the hair is just snapping off, and I don't mean just at the ends. And therefore, it's obviously going to take much longer to get rid of that damage. So it's more based on ratio of damage to healthy hair. And oftentimes clients will say my hair is completely damaged, and that's not true. It means that maybe 5 to 10% of their hair is damaged, which therefore it's very easy to heal their hair back to normal. So now I'm going to go into the 5 easy steps that you can do to grow out healthy, shiny hair. So the first thing is you need to analyze what is causing the most damage in your hair. And typically it is either heat or the processing of color or bleach. Whatever's causing you the most issue, you need to take a break from that. So if your hair is over fatigued and over dried from bleaching, you're not going to continue lightening it and expecting it to get better. You need to give the hair a little bit of time and nourishment in order to be able to do that again. Now that doesn't mean that you can never lighten your hair again, and it also doesn't mean that you need to wait a year. Just give it at least 4 to 6 weeks, nurture it, and typically the hair will regain its strength by then. Sounds a little redundant or a little bit too common sense. Oh, really? Stop doing the thing that's causing me the damage, but I don't want to. I want to be more blonde. So the point here is that it's for a very short temporary amount of time, but by giving the hair this break, it's actually going to allow you to go much lighter in the future. Instead of just abusing the hair after abuse, the hair at one point is just going to stop budging in color. So you want to give that hair that break so that you can eventually reach that color that you want. Next thing is nurture your hair with good quality oils. I constantly get asked, like, does coconut oil work, or is it any oil that's good enough for my hair? And you want something, and I feel like I've talked about this a lot on my channel, but I cannot stress enough the importance of a good quality argan oil for the hair. The reason for that is that the molecule in argan oil is actually teeny tiny, so it actually penetrates deep into the hair. Now, the molecules in other oils, such as coconut oil and so on, are much larger, which when applied to the hair, it may make your hair feel silky, but it's temporary. It's sitting on the outside of the hair. So it's like a top coat for your nails. It looks a lot more shiny, it looks beautiful, it looks complete, but it's not actually doing anything to your actual nail bed. Same thing with the hair. You want something that's actually going to penetrate deep into the hair so that it's working from the inside out. I always tell my clients and my virtual consult clients that you want to invest money on products that are working for you while you're sleeping. So if you're putting a product on that's just going to wash off, you're essentially putting money down the drain. Whereas if you spend, say, maybe $10 or $20 more on a product that's actually going to be healing the hair from the inside out, that means once you place that product on the hair, that product is working for you even after you've washed it off. So say 30 days of using this product, that means that in a month, your hair will actually be in better condition than it was when you started. And that's what you want your products to be doing for you. A good option for blondes is the Monat Argan oil. It's actually purple based, so perfect for blondes. Redken makes an incredible argan oil. By the way, I will leave every product that I've mentioned here in the description box down below, of course. Speaking of products, tip number 3 is to also use a reparative cream. I typically don't like to use more than 1 to 2 products after I've washed my hair, but I will always have either a reparative cream or an argan oil sitting on my vanity so that once I've towel dried my hair, I, in 30 seconds, will apply at least one of those to my hair. A good restorative cream is one by Olaplex, number 6, as well as Unite's restorative cream. All right, so my next tip is for those of you that heat style their hair. When I made this change about 2-3 years ago, it made a huge impact on my hair, and that is to let the hair air dry a good 90 to 95% before you use a hot tool on it. Before that, I was the kind of person that would get out of the shower, towel dry my hair, and literally go straight into a blowout. It is just so over the top. Not only because you have to add a ton more heat to actually dry the hair, but you are manipulating the hair at its most weakest and most vulnerable point when it's wet. So by letting the hair dry a good 90 to 95%, the hair has regained so much more of its strength, yet it still has enough moisture that you can manipulate, can add a ton of volume, and shape the hair into the style that you're wanting. All right, and for my last tip, it is to get a haircut or a trim. And I've definitely mentioned this in the past, and I can never get over the amount of people that will say, wow, you totally explained that in a way that I didn't know, and that totally makes sense now. So often clients that are wanting to grow their hair, the last thing they want to do is cut it. And it totally makes sense. Why would you cut off length when you're trying to get more length? So the reason for that is your hair is continuously growing. If you're fairly healthy, your hair continuously grows basically at the same pace. But I'll have clients say, yeah, my hair just doesn't grow past this. And the reason, if you keep seeing roots, your hair is clearly growing. You're just not seeing it at the ends. If you're not seeing it at the ends, that means the ends are snapping and breaking off. So what you can do to help with that is to be ahead of the breakage. If you're in control of the breakage and say you trim off 1/4 of an inch every 2 months, which is every 8 weeks, you're definitely taking off less than that hair has grown in those 2 weeks. So at this point, you were supposed to have gotten 3/4 of an inch of growth at least in that month. Now, if you don't have that trim and you didn't remove that 1/4 of an inch of hair, then you can possibly lose more than an inch, which then brings you to that level that you just do not get past. And as a hairdresser, I do have to say that until I implemented this rule on my hair, it was very hard for me to also convince clients, because for a very long time, I too was like, well, I want my hair to grow, so I can go 4 months without a trim. At that point, is that really length, or is that length that you do want to have? You want to have length that looks strong and healthy at the ends, and in order to achieve that, you absolutely need consistent haircuts. All right, guys, and that is it. And I promise you that if you follow these 5 tips, you are definitely going to start seeing that length on your ends and not just at your roots. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. I thank you, everyone that chimed in on IG stories. In order to bring you these helpful tips, I will definitely do this again in the future, where you guys can ask your pressing hair questions, and then I can help you here with all my tips and tricks. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.